face to face with a morning show host who thinks he can play hardball. Well, you're about to witness one of the most brutal exchanges ever caught on live television, and trust me, you won't believe how this escalates. Make sure you subscribe and drop a comment telling me what you think about what Tom Hardy does here, because this is absolutely wild. So there's Tom Hardy, sitting across from George Stephanopoulos on Good Morning America, and you can already sense the tension in the air. Hardy's there to promote his latest film, but Stephanopoulos has other plans. The actor's wearing his usual understated style, a simple black jacket, but there's something in his eyes that suggests he's not in the mood for games. Tom, thanks for joining us this morning. Stephanopoulos begins, that practiced television smile plastered across his face. Your new film is getting incredible reviews, but I want to talk about something else first. Hardy shifts slightly in his chair, his jaw tightening just a fraction. Sure, George. What's on your mind? Well, there's been some controversy surrounding your comments about method acting and mental health. Some critics are saying you've been irresponsible in how you approach your craft. The camera catches Hardy's expression change immediately, his eyes narrow, and you can see him processing what just happened. This wasn't supposed to be an ambush interview. Irresponsible? Hardy's voice is calm, but there's an edge to it that anyone who knows his work would recognize. That's an interesting word choice, George. Care to elaborate? Stephanopoulos leans forward, clearly thinking he's in control here. Several mental health advocates have criticized your recent interviews where you discussed diving deep into dark psychological spaces for your roles. They're saying you're glamorizing dangerous behavior. And you agree with them? Hardy asks, his Birmingham accent becoming slightly more pronounced as his temperature rises. I'm asking the questions here, Tom. What do you say to parents who might be concerned about young actors following your example? There's a pause. Hardy stares at Stephanopoulos for what feels like an eternity on live television. The studio audience is completely silent, sensing something's about to go very wrong. Parents should be concerned, Hardy finally responds, about morning show hosts who do zero research before ambushing their guests with loaded questions based on secondhand gossip. Stephanopoulos' smile falters for just a moment. Tom, I don't think that's fair. We're just trying to have an honest conversation. Honest? Hardy lets out a short laugh that doesn't reach his eyes. George, mate, if you wanted an honest conversation, you would have mentioned this line of questioning to my publicist. You would have done your homework instead of reading talking points off a teleprompter. But that's not what this is it? I think our viewers deserve to hear your response to these legitimate concerns. Your viewers deserve better than this tabloid garbage masquerading as journalism. Hardy's voice is still controlled, but you can feel the storm building. Tell me, George, when was the last time you researched method acting? When did you speak to actual mental health professionals about the therapeutic benefits of exploring difficult emotions in a controlled professional environment? Stephanopoulos is clearly rattled now, but he's doubling down. Tom, I think you're being defensive here. Defensive? Hardy repeats, and now there's genuine disbelief in his voice. George, I came here at 5 in the morning to talk about a film I'm passionate about. Instead, you're trying to create a gotcha moment based on quotes you've taken completely out of context. That's not defensive. That's called having standards. Well, the quotes speak for themselves. Do they? Because I'd love to hear which specific quotes you're referring to. Can you cite them for me, word for word? The silence stretches uncomfortably long. Stephanopoulos glances at his notes, then back at Hardy. Well, there have been several interviews where you've discussed your intense preparation methods. Several interviews, Hardy repeats slowly. But you can't quote a single one specifically, can you? You can't tell me which publication, which journalist, which exact words I used that you find so problematic. Tom, I think we're getting off track here. No, George, I think we're getting right on track. You've accused me of being irresponsible, of potentially influencing young actors in dangerous ways. But you can't even tell me what I supposedly said. That's not journalism, mate. That's character assassination based on hearsay. The camera shows Stephanopoulos clearly uncomfortable now, his professional composure starting to crack. I have the information right here in my notes. Then read it. Hardy challenges. Read me the exact quote that has you so concerned about my influence on young actors. Stephanopoulos fumbles with his papers, and you can see the sweat starting to form on his forehead. The specific quote isn't as important as the overall pattern of statements. The specific quote isn't important? Hardy's voice rises slightly for the first time. George, you just spent 5 minutes questioning my professional integrity based on something you claim I said, and now you're telling me the actual words don't matter? That's not what I'm saying. Then what are you saying? Because from where I'm sitting, it sounds like you brought me on this show under false pretenses, so you could ambush me with accusations you can't even properly articulate. The tension in the studio is palpable now. You can see crew members in the background exchanging worried glances, and the camera operators seem unsure whether to keep rolling or cut away. Stephanopoulos tries to regain control, clearing his throat and attempting to steer back to safer ground. Tom, let's talk about your new film. The character you play deals with some heavy themes, but Hardy isn't letting him off the hook that easily. No, George, we're not done here. You just spent several minutes attacking my professional methods based on research you clearly haven't done. You owe your viewers an explanation. I think we should move on. I think you should answer the question. You brought up these mental health advocates who are supposedly concerned about my influence. Name one. Give me a single name of someone who has specifically criticized my approach. Stephanopoulos shifts uncomfortably in his chair. Tom, there have been several articles. Several articles, but no names, no specific quotes, no actual criticism you can point to. Hardy leans forward slightly. George, do you realize you're doing exactly what you're accusing me of? You're potentially damaging someone's reputation based on vague, unsubstantiated claims. That's not the same thing at all. Isn't it? You've just told millions of viewers that mental health advocates think I'm irresponsible. You've suggested that parents should be worried